Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Urban Legends, the internet's largest urban legend podcast by volume. Each week we look at an urban legend or another similar topic. I am your host, Chris Flynn, and what a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. He's a mighty, mighty good man. It's
Neil Herbert.
Hey Neil, you so crazy, I think I want to have your babies. So, presumably while you digest that wonderful news, how about you tell us about your thoughts on the weather this week, Neil?
It's been bloody cold, hasn't it?
Oh, chilly boy.
Freezing my bollocks off, which makes it even more physiologically impossible.
Yeah? You probably could freeze your... You know those...
Yeah, well, that keeps them prime when I want to use them.
Oh, right. Just pop them in your pocket.
Yeah.
In case you need to, I don't know, chuck them at someone or do the Indiana Jones thing with the weight. Just pop your testicles on there and take the jewels. Replace the jewels with the family jewels.
Yeah, the family jewels, yeah.
Well, that's nice.
That would have made it a more memorable scene, wouldn't it, if he'd teabagged that shit?
If he'd frozen off his own testicles and put them... that would have. I think this is a lot of the...
worthy of a John Williams score.
Oh, that sounds like something that might have been in a... That sounds like something that might have been in the oeuvre, someone freezing their bollocks off and using them as weight, as someone who you're very keen on, who's all nice and dead now, Neil.
Yeah, she put it. David Lynch. Yeah, we're just going to mention quickly. I think
you're very your life's very Lynchian, isn't it, Neil?
It is. I mean, we won't go into the terrifying tableau of small town life, but it's my existence. But huge fan. I think we were talking about Twin Peaks. I can't remember if it was on a rock podcast
a couple of weeks ago.
So, funnily enough, but sadly he's passed. So thanks, smoke kids. But
not a bad score though for a man who continued smoking
he's done
all the way
through. Considering he smoked
79 or something.
Cigarettes. He was a huge influence on a lot of people.
Hey, no, I'm going to do myself. I'm going to do myself a Rolly, which to the international listeners is a cigarette made of loose rolling tobacco.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that in solidarity, I suppose, with David Lynch and his poor lifestyle choices.
I didn't see this, so
hey, there's not. Do you know what?
I'm going to just
all that talk about emphysema stressed me out. I need a cigarette now. So, we're not going to no politics.
Let's not get into
not too much politics. I enjoyed the Nazi salute on stage at the inauguration. Neil, how did you feel?
We're going to talk about it. Yeah, maybe one just wants to.
Fuck me. Fucking hell.
Well, I've heard two schools of thought. One, it wasn't. It was just like some heart.
Everyone who's saying that, go and do it in public and go and do it in school, or in work. Go and do exactly that, and then say, "I'm just offering my love."
Or apparently the other one that someone's is because he's got Asperger's. Apparently, then that's anyone who has got
Asperger's is a Nazi.
Apparently, yeah.
I mean,
it's because of all the COVID vaccines they made him have.
I mean,
made him autistic, and then he it's not his fault.
It was the microchip that Bill Gates is using it to destroy him.
Yeah,
he's controlling him, making him into an. Oh, mate, don't say that. That'll fucking go viral. Yeah. Don't say that'll be on Alex Jones tomorrow.
That's
Elon Musk
has
been taken over by the vaccination microchips brought in by Fauci and Soros.
About this. I'm not thinking this anger. Being the sort of arsehole who fucking uses children's deaths to enrich myself and say pills and brain pills. What a cunt. Anyway.
I mean,
no, less of it. No, none of this. Straight. Come on, onto the. I don't want to. It's depressing. We don't want to finish off this fine series with a load more.
All I want to say to Europe.
Hunker down, Chris, because there's going to be plenty more of this to come over the next.
Oh, it's going to be fun. I would just say to Europe. I'd just say to Europe in general, and because Europe's relative. I mean, look, you've got a few loose cannons, right? You've got your Orbans, and you've got whoever that Slovakian guy is, Fica. No, that's something different. But I think essentially Europe, it's time to start I don't know. Like, I think being aware that we are in unprecedented times now, and thinking of, and this isn't the American people at all, right? But thinking of the person who's in charge of America, or like the American government, as being sort of a friendly ally. I think now you just look at them as a third party. They're not really an ally. Like, they're not an enemy, but they're not, they're sort of, because it's all transactional. There's no kind of, there will no be.
Is always a bit sort of nuanced, isn't it? I don't know. It's, allies and all the rest of it, but it's kind of like everyone looks after their own interest to a certain extent, and it's
tell you what I did today,
European or America or otherwise. Anyway, what was that?
I bought shares in a Chinese electric car manufacturer, BYD, because I'm going to profit from from Musk's downfall. I literally did that.
Fair enough.
So, I forgot. I'm going to start doing stock tips. So, stock tips, BYD, the largest electric car manufacturer in the world.
Yeah.
Cadbury's chocolate, because everyone loves chocolate. That motherfucker ain't going out of style. And then, just go for one of your blue chips like British East India.
Yeah.
Did you know the British East India Company was essentially it was just a shell, and it was still kicking around about 20 years ago. And an Indian guy bought it just for fucks. Nice. I love that. Yeah, that's good, isn't it?
Well, talking of which, we're going to go on to a Singaporean urban legend. Well, I say urban legend. I've noticed, Chris, on our tracking numbers that Singapore's quite high up now.
Singapore, we have. I think I would describe it as we have one or two bulk listeners in Singapore who downloads a load of stuff and then, I don't know, use it like we suggested, maybe go and use it in police interrogations or something.
Yeah, I mean, it entirely could be, but I'd still count that as fandom. So
Clicks a click.
Give them a little bit of something. So I was looking around for, and I think we've done one already. So I think we did the Timor Monkey Man or whatever, something like that. So instead,
who lived in a park.
Yeah.
And collected litter or through litter. I can't remember.
But this one's kind of a bit more folklore, but it's quite a fun one. So we're going to talk about Badang.
And you famously have been to Singapore.
Asian strongman. What's that?
You've famously, of course, been to Singapore and survived.
I went to the Raffles Hotel. The Young for Singapore sling. We weren't staying there, but
I've been in Singapore airport for 12 hours.
Nice.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, best part of the trip.
It's nice. It's a nice
really dry Popeye chicken and biscuits.
Ooh,
although now ironically, they've now franchises are opening. We've got one in Brighton now, a Popeye chicken biscuits, which is like 20.
All sorts of things popping up, right? There's a Wendy's.
Yeah, do you know what's really fucking me off now?
Or whatever.
You know me, and I like my fried chickens.
Nothing wrong with that.
But you know me also, and a year and a half back, I found out I had slightly high cholesterol. So now I eat basically like like an actual caveman. So I eat oats and grains. I don't eat liver, raw. And then as soon as I went right, I'm going to have to start as soon as the
cholesterol, all these
the flagrancy of youth, where you're immortal. As soon as that went, then there's been about 15 different fried chicken shops open, and I can't try any of them. Well, I can could do it, but I'm kind of like, nah, I won't now, because I might really like it. What's the point?
Yeah, that's true. I was going to say you could just have it occasionally, but
no, you know me, Neil. I'm in or I'm out. I'm black or I'm white. It's man or it's woman legally in America now.
Right. On that note,
but do you know what it is? It's like watching a film that you're like an extra.
Like watching a sequel to a film that you didn't particularly enjoy the first time around. You didn't really see the point in there.
It's like being tied down and forced to watch it. Yeah. No, it is like living in a film, because
Starsky and Hutch too. Well, no, why? Why?
Because Snoop Dogg.
The first one was a shit idea. That was the only good idea that film had. I literally just remembered that now when he said that.
Yeah, although he was
pretty sure he phoned it in as well.
Well, and he's Trump's supporter nowadays as well. So
I'm sure he is, to be fair.
Yeah. But although he was, so the interesting thing with Trump's sort of scattergun approach is sometimes a policy comes out that actually benefits a group of people, and a lot of African American people were who were being sort of held for years or whatever. A lot of them had their sentences commuted for minor drugs charges and that kind of stuff, and it really helped a lot of the community. So.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. I think he was probably doing it. I think he was probably like putting the law in just to get fucking like get one of his mates out of prison or something. But it turns out that like 20,000 other people or 200,000 other people got out as well.
Fair enough. Take what you can.
Slip through the cracks. I mean, realistically, the reason why he probably did that is because Jeff Bezos says Amazon need more workers. But at the end of the day.
Well, no. That in that way, they just
out of prison's better than in prison. So.
Well, you say that, but then
out of prison into another prison.
Keep him in prison, but then just build an Amazon inside.
Literally, there is one in Salem, just outside Salem,
me at all.
In near Portland, up in the northwest. I had a look, right, because I was hearing about all this stuff, and I sort of went on Google Earth. And just outside, because it's like the county town or something, there's like the state prison for Oregon, and there's also like the county prison. So there's these two huge mega prisons.
Yeah.
Next to them, there's literally two roads that go up to this building, and it's the worker release program, right? Another big building. Nice. One road from the worker release program goes into a huge Amazon fulfillment center.
Oh, the indentured services program.
Yep, and the other, and so they're not the only ones. So UPS or someone like one of the postal services have one there as well. But it's slavery by any like not. It's not chattel. It's not chattel slavery, but there are different types.
Yeah.
No politics.
No politics. Right.
Let's have some fun now. Come on. Enough of that.
Let's go on to Badang the Strongman.
Oh, Strongman. Oh, right.
He's a strong man. Although it's like Captain America, he starts off weak. It's good. It's got
does he?
Story. Oh, yeah.
Does he have a strong plan?
But how's he going to become strong, Chris?
Coconut milk.
Oh, maybe. Let's see. Let's wait and see.
I know that's what I'm doing.
Badang.
Terrible diarrhea.
Oh, nice.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't
feel like Masselman. It comes.
I don't feel too strong after 2 hours in there. I feel more hollow than that fucking coconut. There you go. A bit of blue humour there for the listeners. They enjoyed that, didn't they?
Right. Badang was a legendary Southeast Asian strongman from the Malay world. He hailed from Batut Pahat, Johor.
Okay.
And he was active in the kingdom of the Rajshirana.
He was active.
Rama.
Yep.
Of the kingdom of Singaporia.
Okay.
So that was a Malay Hindu Buddhist kingdom thought to have been established during the early history of Singapore in the 13th century.
Oh.
So he's associated with several geographical locations and historical artifacts, most notably the Singapore Stone.
Okay.
And we'll get into what happened to the Singapore Stone later. Spoiler alert: the British are pricks.
Never like a circle in a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel.
Horses. He goes on about it. So there's the Malay Annuals was where this folklore comes from. But anyway, so we won't get into all of that. So let's get into the mythology.
I'm really liking this already. Do you know what? Yeah. Deep down, I like a strong man.
It's good.
But a physical strong man rather than a dictator.
It's probably not going to be a long one, this one, but there's lots to it. There's lots going on. So, Badang was a Malay boy from Batu Pahat in the northern part of Johor, Sultanate of Johor, excuse me. Mm-hmm. He was the only son of two poor farmers who worked hard until the day they died.
Do you know what? At the moment, I relate to this character.
Yeah, he's very relatable.
He's very relatable.
And as a young man, he works as a coolie or a slave for a rich farmer.
Yeah, I mean, I worked at a dog track, basically the same.
Indonesia, yeah. He was small-statured and the weakest of his group.
Yeah, me again.
Yeah, their job was to clear through the undergrowth to make way for new fields.
But he's too small to do that, Neil. What's he gonna do?
Well, that's fine. We're sticking cleaning up the cotton mills. His little fingers to get out of this. They will occasionally get mutilated, but.
Can't
make it on without breaking it.
He's an orphan. Who gives a fuck?
Well, I mean, you did orphan him, boss.
Yeah. And if I hadn't orphaned him,
the death of his parents and his extended family.
Yeah, but if I hadn't orphaned him, I would have been leaving money left on the table.
Yeah.
All right? I'm a businessman.
Got to speculate to accumulate.
Yeah, come on. Look, I mean, what did it cost me?
Speculate with your existence to accumulate wealth, my dog.
Exactly.
Stick a pony.
It's the libertarian way. Freedom for the wolves, death for the sheep.
So, do you reckon one of those people has got? I'm just thinking about the against a wolf tattoo. Like, right, as slaves, they didn't.
You're thinking of getting a wolf tattoo?
No, absolutely not.
Why not?
I was just thinking, as Elon Musk got like a chest tattoo of a wolf or something.
He'd get a chest tattoo of a Peppy.
Oh yeah, that'd be it. Yeah.
Get a chest tattoo of a Peppy. Yeah.
A Peppy.
I might. I
a poorly drawn frog become the.
Well, the thing, like, have you seen? So it wasn't all about that.
The guy who did it,
yeah, he hates that it's happened. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the
internet, isn't it? Anyway.
Yeah, it is because unfortunately the internet treats the voices of 12-year-old boys the same as it does as 65-year-old academics.
Well, that's what we call freedom of speech, Chris. Anyway,
that is freedom of speech, 100%.
Their jobs, so anyway, they cleared on a few fields. They didn't get paid and received only a few handfuls of rice each day.
Freedom of speech for me, by the way, Neil, not for you. That's okay.
No, well, yeah, it's only reasonable. Is your boss being short-sighted there? You want to keep them strong enough to actually be able to clear out the fields to grow more rice, to eat more rice. But anyway,
or is he testing his limits, like a Jackie Chan movie at the start, where he keeps getting beaten up by the Kung Fu master?
The ingenuity of the guy. So this was hardly enough to satisfy the hunger of such arduous work. So Badang relied on catching fish for extra sustenance.
And that's brain food.
Yeah, see? He's got hustle. Yeah?
He has got hustle.
He set his fish traps along the stream every evening and gathered the net the following morning. And apparently he also would sell the fish as well.
Right, so I mean, again, right?
He's getting his grind on. He's not complaining. He's pulling himself up by his bootstraps.
I mean, yeah. No, he is. No, he's, yeah. Do you know what?
Sorry, Gen Z. Oh, it's still a bit difficult, yeah. How about pulling yourself up by your bootstraps? How about that, yeah?
Sorry, Gen X.
Blah, blah, avocado toast.
Sorry, Gen X. Is it too difficult to give a shit about anything at all, including the future existence of humanity? Yeah, all right, fine.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Have you seen Beavis and Butthead? Yeah, I have. It's awful.
Right, now we've got a transformational moment. One day, Badang found the fish traps.
Shall I do some music in the background to make it dramatic?
Interesting choice of dramatic music. He laid in a river the fish traps he laid in the river contained bones and scales. He prepared the fish traps again. The same incident went on for several days. So at this point, he's absolutely furious.
Mm-hmm.
Now he arms himself with either a rattan stick or a parang, depending on the version you read. So that's like it looks a bit like the parang. It's like a ceremonial blade. Yeah. It looks a little bit like one of them Gurkha knives.
I'm currently carrying 3.
Oh, nice. And he hid in the bushes of the jungle. So there was a creature taking his fish. It was a demon, Huntu air or water spirit.
It's the last thing they wanted.
Take on the form of any flora or fauna which lives around the bodies of water. So, of course, what does he do? Does he run away? No, he gets his grind on. He's hustling.
By grind, do you mean murder?
Yeah. So this thing had eyes as red as fire, long matted hair, and a long beard covering its chest. He seized the demon and tied its hair to a rock.
What? So this is some weak demon.
Well, I think he's surprised
at this point, how strong is he?
Supposed to be, no, he's not strong at all. I think it's just the element of surprise because he's got long hair and he's just been able to tie rock. Anyway,
to a rock, but then you're pulling it down. Well, actually, I'm thinking of British rocks. British rocks tend to be on the floor in the mud, don't they? But I'm aware that in different parts of the world, they often stick out. Yeah. They can float in the sky, yeah. I believe so.
The demon begged for mercy and promised to grant Badang any wish if he spared his life. So what's he wish for?
Me.
Yeah. He wishes for strength so that he wouldn't tire working. So he wants to get his grind on.
Well, I mean,
got a work ethic, Chris.
I'll be honest, you've been selling too many of those fish, mate. Because what you could have done was just ask for like a much higher amount of money than you earn.
Then maybe not have to work at all.
Not have to work at all.
He's not considered his retirement.
He's not. It's ridiculous.
Anyway, he gets strength. So the demon said if he wanted great strength, he'd have to swallow whatever he coughs up. I mean, that's never something that's going to end well, is it?
Was he specific where he was coughing out from?
As I've heard that happened in
P Diddy's parties.
An inappropriate comedian on a Russell Brand party. Yeah.
P Diddy.
Well, if you want to star in the movie, you're going to have to swallow whatever I cough up.
God, can you imagine being in that film, Get Him to the Greek, which had Russell Brand and P Diddy in it? Must have been fun filming schedule.
You've done well, yeah. Oh, dear. Yeah, anyway, so he vomited and Badang ate his vomit.
Okay, like a dog.
So, yeah. And then he becomes immensely strong. So, yeah, according to some versions, he like...
Would you eat a bowl of vomit to be really strong, Neil? I probably would. Probably, if you get it down, couldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, the question is, would it allow you to uproot trees with a single hand?
I mean, if the answer is yes, then we're
chugging on some vom. Yeah.
Yeah. Yum. Can I have another? That's what I'd say.
Keep it down. That's the question.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be the problem, I think.
No, because once it's in the stomach, then it's just mixing with other stomach stuff, so you're all right. It's getting it past the old esophagus,
buds and stuff. Yeah.
Which you could easily do with the length of hose. I know, funnel at the top. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. So he becomes immensely strong, and one day the boss wanted to expand his farmland, but he found out that Badang was resting in midday and suspected he didn't do his work. However, he then found out that a large section of the forest cleared so quickly, and Badang explained everything that transpired. He was so grateful for his loyalty. I mean, his loyalty rather than his slave. Anyway, if we're playing fast and loose with slavery here, I feel that he freed him on the condition that he never boasted of his strength.
On the condition that he didn't tear him in two.
I think
do you know what? I'm really impressed with your loyalty. How about I give you your freedom?
This has been sanitised.
How about I give you your freedom?
Tear your bollocks off, mate.
All that stuff in the past, that was nothing to do with me. I've got a boss as well, right? Like I've got people I have to, I'm just a middleman here. So look, have your freedom, right? We won't say any more about it. And maybe we could be friends sometime. Just come round to meet my wife. It's fine. Oh, it's really impressive the way you picked up that tree with one arm there.
You could have twatted my head off with it. Yeah, I agree.
You're not angry, are you? You shouldn't be angry. I've always been all right to you, haven't I? I've been a good boss. Yeah. God, we have a laugh, don't we? Look, I know about all that stuff about food the other day and all that, but look, we all make mistakes, eh? That's why pencils have erasers.
Oh, yeah. Nice. So, and so you help others, and then he gets invited. When news of his feat reached the kingdom of Singapore.
Oh, he had strong feet.
It's FEAT. Oh, you got no soul. He gets invited to Singapore to appoint him a Raiden, which is a princely title apparently.
Like the character Raiden.
So there's a time skip now apparently. So
wait a minute. So is this the same guy as Raiden from Mortal Kombat?
No.
Okay.
No, it's
no more questions.
Fair enough.
Just had to clarify that in my head because
he does have
I've got quite a visual memory
spitting out his things, but that's purely coincidental.
Fair enough. It's difficult, isn't it?
Well, yeah. One day, no, we're not related. One day, the Raja and I had a large boat constructed and instructed 50 men to push it into the water, but they were unable to do so. Badang continually offered to help, but the men refused, saying,
because they're woke.
Nobody so small could make any difference. Yeah. Then the
Here we
sent
go.
300 men to push the vessel, but it was to no avail. Then he sent 3,000 men to push the boat, but all of those failed. I mean, at this point, you probably just need to find a cleverer way of, maybe
put some
rollers or something.
Yeah, put some rollers in.
Yeah.
Why did we build this? Look. Okay, I'll agree with you.
I feel like just throwing more people at it's not going to help this year. Yeah.
Look, I'll be honest with you. We did save a lot of time in the collecting trees by building this boat in the middle of the forest, right? Absolutely. I've got no problem with that.
Dry dock.
But however, we're having some real problems.
Come sailing time. Every fucking time.
Essentially, you've built a ship in a bottle here, but it's a real ship and it's in a fucking forest.
So he then gave Badang the chance to push the boat by himself, which he was able to do so.
One finger.
Nice. Yeah, I was just really arrogant about that. So he then becomes the champion of the court.
What was that South Korean thing which we both watched? I suggested it to you.
What's this, like Outsiders or something? But no, it's not that.
I was wondering if this bit where he's pushing the boat is as homoerotic as that scene before they go in for their final fight.
Well, it doesn't say, but apparently all 3,000 men were wanking at the time.
And that's all we get Bukkake from.
Purely coincidentally, yeah. So no, we're just giving each other smouldering lurks.
Look, we're just trying to. We're trying. Look, this isn't sexual. We're simply trying to lubricate the pathway. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is the only way we know how.
He wouldn't have been able to push it without,
Yeah. Don't need to spell it out, but
so he was frequently asked.
We all know what we're thinking.
We all know what we're thinking. He's frequently asked to do favours. He often helped farmers and villagers carry their goods in place of a horse and carriage.
Yeah, that's all right.
Fair enough. The king once asked him to gather tasty kurus leaves from Kuala Samong in Sumatra.
Feels like a waste of his specific
you're not
skills.
Really making you particularly.
Can you not send out one of the gatherers to do this, King? Like I'm the strongest man in the world. No, you must go and get me leaves.
I would like some leaves now. Thank you.
I would like some leaves, and I am the king. Goodbye.
So he climbed the tree, and its branch broke, and he fell, hitting his head on a rock.
Which,
to his surprise, he was completely unharmed, and the rock was split in two.
Yeah, of course.
Now it's called the split stone.
Okay.
There you go. I didn't say whether or not that's because the Singapore stone is a real thing, which is going to go against. So over time, he became known in other nearby countries as well. The king of Kalinga on the Indian subcontinent wanted to test Badang's strength against his own champion.
Oh, here we go.
Najib Jaya, who was reputed to be stronger than all the other strongmen of his kingdom. I mean, could they not just sort of test that themselves?
What, like with the World's Strongest Man contest kind of thing?
Or do you reckon it's like heavyweight boxing where they're just constantly like, oh no, we can't fight. Just
avoiding each other.
Some dodgy promoter is like that.
Yeah. Look, I know that
never going to make a big enough purse if we just put them straight together.
Look, I don't
keep them apart until they're 5 years past their prime.
Yeah, I don't believe any of this stuff about people getting bored of the same two men fighting over and over again. I think that's nonsense.
No,
for 15 years.
It's going to be even better this time.
Well, you'd imagine with strong men there might have been some sort
like
of
caber tossing.
Well,
wrestling. Actually, it'll say here actually because literally, we're going to find out how they have a strong off. So the Indian warrior sailed to the archipelago where he was.
Oh, nice home match.
Greeted the local king with a friendly challenge. So the Indian king decreed that he whoever.
Do you have any leaves? Do you have any leaves for me, strong man? No.
Whoever loses,
I'm afraid I'm becoming very unamused by you. Good day.
7 ships of cargo.
Oh, nice.
So they competed.
All filled with gravel.
It doesn't say what, actually. They competed in several contests of strength and wrestling, but the result was always tied. Okay, this guy's got to be pretty strong, no?
Do you know what? I'm starting to think our lad isn't... I'm starting to think that's hype. Because if he can't take down this guy's, like, from pretty nearby...
Or is he leaving it for a spectacular finale, Chris?
Because there are bigger people to battle if you want to be the strongest, do you know what I mean?
Wait a minute. Finally... Nadi Jaya suggested that whoever could lift the large rock in front of the palace should be declared the winner.
Right.
So he lifted the rock to his knees and immediately dropped it. He lifted it up.
Mm-hmm.
But then...
threw it over the moon.
It's not far off. He lifted the rock above his head, which, you've won. But then an absolute kind of like...
Hello, cunts move.
It's not bullshit move. He then threw it, or it landed at the mouth of the Singapore River. So it's like, then he picks up on his head. Like, you can imagine one of those Olympic games where you just sort of struggle up and then just toss it over the stadium.
I'd like it. I reckon
could probably lift a bit more, to be honest with you.
I reckon he turned round to the other guy with like his tongue in his cheek like that and went, Went, don't worry, darling, you loosened it for me. And then the crowd erupted.
So then they signed the agreement, and he gave them the 7 ships of cargo before he returned to Kalinga. So
that's fair enough.
Then basically he lives in the Kingdom of Singapore, defeating challenger after challenger from other countries, including the champion of Java.
I mean, again, these are very localized countries.
Yes, it's all in a very small area.
Quite big area, but
I'm thinking
Java to India is a fair old.
Well, yeah, no, actually, I'm stuck on the edge of India. Yeah, no, you're right. That's a larger area. When he died, they sent for 2 stone pillars to be placed at his grave, which is on Baru Island, apparently. So this is the big thing that ties him into Singapore, from the Singapore a bit. So the Singapore stone was a genuine thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a fragment of a large slab of rock that sat at the mouth of the Singapore River.
That's why you went there, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's currently on display at the National Museum of Singapore. Now, It just says on Wiki here, the slab was blown up in 1843 and only fragments remain. And one folklore for the slab's origin, it was lifted and thrown by Badang, which you've already covered on. And they've got a thing, they had a National Day Parade in 2016, and that was a guy lifting like an
siren
doing his Badang impression.
with like a 6-pack drawn on in like felt tip.
Yeah. But what I read elsewhere, basically, it lies over this in the Wiki article, but the reason why it got blown up in 1843 is because the Brits decided to use it to build a colonial house.
Good.
That's a wanker move, isn't it? Just, here's a massive...
It's the fusion of the two cultures, Neil. It's the fusion of the two cultures.
Yeah.
Much in the same way that when America invade us, they're going to blow up... They're gonna frack on the Stonehenge. It's the same thing. It's the combination of the two things.
Well, no,
the modern and the old, Neil. Is there anything more beautiful?
Just knock down Stonehenge and then make it into a bit of Mar-a-Lago.
I think
like a nice pool, wouldn't it, or something like that?
No, the problem with Stonehenge at the moment is it's difficult to get to. So I say, knock down Stonehenge so that people don't go to that Stonehenge anymore. Build a new Stonehenge outside the O2 in London, and then that'll be our Stonehenge.
I mean, like the Globe.
No,
and the O2's a bit.
No, the Globe's going as well.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The Globe's going, and we're going to have an IMAX, and it's just a 24-hour loop of episodes of The Apprentice.
Nice. So that's basically it. In popular culture, it tells me he was also in the video game Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Well, apparently, that's like a massive fighting game.
Huge.
That big Chinese company.
I'm in the Sapphire League.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's basically it. As I say, it's a bit of a short one, but I thought a bit of fun this week.
Well, it's an after-work special for us, Neil, isn't it? It's our evening times, so a little bit short is okay.
Of an evening, so a bit of a short one this week, listeners. But hey, just thought it'd be a bit more of a fun one as well. I quite reading that. I thought it was.
I like him. I want to know. I want to know more about him.
I'd like more adventures.
I think you could. I think what we need to battle the Marvel universe is we take a load of like ancient superheroes.
Characters, him and Gilgamesh hanging out.
Gilgamesh, he's the daddy of them all, isn't he?
Yeah.
Love that guy, Neil. I often think, because there's Gilgamesh and he's always travelling with his mate, isn't it? And I
forget his mate's name, but
I always think of you as the Gilgamesh and me as kind of the mate. I don't know, the nameless mate. Always kind of, that's how I've seen our relationship. And I know that's how you see it. So so it makes it easy.
Nicely,
Yes, all right, isn't it? Everyone knows their expectations. Everyone knows their place. So, Neil, let's go to our scoring system. It's a scientific AF.
Spookiness. I mean, slavery is quite spooky.
Nah, I mean, we'll get used to it. Fucking want to get used to the idea, mate.
Yeah, that's true. Make it even. Yeah, no, it's not a spooky one. It's quite inspiring. That's the one area where it sort of it falls down, but it's it's not a perfect urban myth because of that. But so I'm going to give it.
It's not spooky, is it? That's the thing.
It's a one.
It's got slavery, that's right. It has got slavery.
Got slavery, and it's got a demon in it, but then he ties hair to a rock, and that shuts him up.
An ineffective demon.
Yeah, it's a pretty ineffective demon. Oh, yeah, all right. Little demons are good. It's a shitty demon.
It's like the demon who's much weaker than a human.
I didn't ask to be a demon.
Much weaker than human.
I didn't ask to be overcome by the smallest, weakest child.
And can grant you any wish. I mean, like...
As long as you eat its vomit.
Demons like that, Neil. More of them, please. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
More of saying, yeah. Agreed.
What are you giving it then, spookiness, Neil?
I'd be a 1.
1?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to go a little bit higher because 1 is the lowest possible score and it indicates no spookiness at all. And the demon is at least more than 1 spooky.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, I know you don't because you're the king of beating them up and getting wishes. Hence why you live the life of luxury. I
mean, it's more just swallowing a lot of vomit at the moment. But I consider that training.
I'm not sure he smelled like a demon. Yeah. Is this one of those people you met at your petrol station?
It's training with twofold thing. In case I ever meet Malaysian demons, or just so I don't accidentally Jimi Hendrix myself.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, it's got demons and also like quite a horrible upbringing and all, you know, parents dying and stuff. Turned out okay, although I would say he did still have a manager. So
some people need a bit of guidance.
Do you reckon that's what it was?
Yeah.
Right.
He's a humble lad, you know.
He was on a performance improvement plan.
Just wanted to be the best he could.
So I'm going to give it a 3.
Cool, yeah.
Believability. So this is an interesting one, right? Because I know that obviously like stuff can be made up and all of that. Yeah. And kind of a strong human isn't like a huge leap for anyone to think.
In terms of folklore, you know, yeah.
In terms of folklore, and also quite often, like there is some grain of truth if you really look into it. Like there would have been like a strong man. He might not have been, you know, like the whole King Arthur thing.
Yeah. Or just somebody from a poor upbringing who became great. And
so I think obviously the feats are probably unlikely, but the nuts and bolts.
Hercules level mad, is it?
No, the nuts and bolts of the stories were all right. So I'm going to give it an 8 now.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 6. I think it's because obviously it is a bit of folklore, so it's obviously the believability, and it's not really intended to be. It's more of a story, but yeah, I think it's got the groans in there. It's not outlandish, especially for the folklore. I'm going to give it a 6.
Cool. Narrative premise.
This is one where I'm going to give it a good score. So yeah, I think there's I really like this. Is like a kind of origin story, which leaves you wanting more.
Yeah,
for me. So we've kind of got his death, and we've got how he came to be the big strong man, and then some of the things he's done. But I reckon he could definitely be doing lots of Hercules style stuff. And
I read it. Is there not like TV shows where he does that? There must be.
I imagine there must be.
In Singapore.
In the wiki, there must be some animation or something. If I haven't done it, they're missing a trick.
If I haven't done it, I'll just let everyone know now that I just bought the rights to the story, even though that's impossible because it's folklore.
Yeah. So, it's out of copyright and it's fine. You have him wrestling Mickey Mouse now.
Oh, right.
Steamboat Willie version or whatever.
With a really pornographic Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Finally. Do you know what?
If you actually done a sequel to that horror movie,
Blood and Honey.
Yeah. He spent all of 5 minutes thinking that fucking shit.
Yeah, but why would you take longer?
Yeah.
Why would you take? I mean, literally, it's just like fucking novelty shit, isn't it? Like, just fucking get it done.
Shit. Yeah.
If you did a film with a pornographic Winnie the Pooh, this guy, and whatever the other one was,
Steamboat Willie, yeah.
Steamboat Willie, yeah. If you did that, and if you did that film, like you would make money back. You would make good money on it if you kept the costs down. So
do it all with AI.
Do it all with AI. So they've all got 12 fingers that sort of morph into each other and sometimes become tentacles.
It becomes Lynchian. Yeah. With a side of tentacle manga. Nice.
He's all nice. He's a man who's left with a powerful legacy and, most importantly, a place in Neil's heart.
There we go.
Something which I can tell, ladies and gentlemen, I've been trying to get into for 20 years and no joy, no dice yet.
No snake eyes thus far. Never mind.
So, you keep on rolling, don't you?
Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8. I think I could come up with lots of scenarios here. He's going off and doing lots of things of battling other strongmen and all the rest of it. So, yeah, I mean, He-Man. How many episodes did they get out of that? At least that
He-Man.
much. Yeah.
I don't know why you think I'd know that.
I don't know.
Enough.
Yeah, exactly. Enough
to prove a point.
Yeah.
which I believe they were trying to do. Yeah, I think it's good. I like it. It's kind of an old-fashioned story. It's very much like the Greek myths and that, but I like finding out about these things and the commonality between different cultures all around the world. We all have, similar stories and all that kind of stuff. So I really like it, and I hadn't heard of it, and it's something which I might look into a bit more. So I'm going to give it an 8 as well, Neil.
Nice.
And Reach. So it sounds like in Southeast Asia you probably know of them.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people there.
I think it's got historical...
It's got historical...
Yeah, historical reasons it's got something going on, but I think geographically not so much.
So I'm going to give it a 5 for that, Neil, because it has the reach through time. Yes. But as of yet, until
well, who knows? Maybe this is where we
until our kind listeners start sort of offer funding to us for us to start storyboarding it. Then and it will start The Rock. Of course, it will. It will initially, when he's younger, it's going to be Rami Malek.
Yeah,
and then it turns into The Rock.
Nice.
So 5 for me now.
Yeah, likewise for very similar reasons. So as you say, it's been around for years and years. So it's one that will outlast us, I would imagine. But it's probably not going to be maybe not so well known outside of that part of the world. But nonetheless, it's one worth hearing about. So,
what'd you give it?
It was a 5. Sorry,
5. Yeah. No problem. That's 44, Neil. So that's a nice calm number. Isn't it? All the 4s.
Enjoyable, all the
4s. Nothing.
Hunker down and have a bit of fun, everyone.
Oh, you got 2 4s.
Enjoy a nice.
You got 2 4s. You got no remainders. Don't worry about that. The remainders. You got your 2 4 solid as a rock 4s. Beautiful. What do 4s make? They make squares. And what do squares make? Cubes. Everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Cubes. Yeah, exactly. Cubes. Everything. So that's it for this week. Hopefully it's a stressful time for everyone, especially our listeners in America, unless it's a really joyous time. And if so, congratulations. Yeah. If it's less joyous, then I don't know what to say really. Like it looks like it's going to be a bit rough for a few years potentially for all of us, because America's so powerful. So I guess let's all just huddle together. Let's remember the most important thing that humans have, and the most important thing that humans have ever invented is entertainment. So with that in mind, we'll be back next week. Goodbye.
Near you. Goodbye.